Hello and welcome back to Ballarat once again for the final round of MA1 coverage. With just the back nine remaining, we've got a four-way tie at the top. Let's see what this lead card can do.
Going into this back nine, we have Marcus Villota at 1 down for the round, 6 down for the tournament. Tom Lee, 2 down for the round and 6 for the tournament. Tim having a bit of more of a struggle, but he's still tied at the top with an even par round, and Gareth also shooting even to leave him 2 back of the lead. And Blake Nichols making the charge up from Chase Card to be tied at the top.
We've got a very scoreable back nine ahead of us, so we're very excited. We hope you're excited. Let's get straight into it.
Hole 10 is a 104 metre par 3 down the hill. You got 2 options off the tee. You've got a low ceiling right hand hyzer that kind of skips across to the left towards this basket on the mound with OB behind it. Or you also have this turnover / forehand gap out the left. A lot more ceiling to work with, but yesterday we saw all 4 of the guys on this card go out to the right, so I'm kind of expecting they'll take this right hand
Why
gap.
you show me that line?
Gareth, just a bit low there. Very hard height to hit, and yeah, erring on that low side is a bit difficult. Marcus, more on that high side, just hits a late branch and drops down.
It's that combination of down the hill and the low ceiling down the fairway.
There.
But it is very makeable from back here, but as we said a couple of days ago, there is this row of guardian trees about 2/3 of the way down the fairway that can make this upshot from pretty short a little tricky.
Tom again with that ultimate style bird flick, and that is under the basket. That's a great upshot there.
That puts the A and D in parked.
The A and E, because that's an accident and an emergency. Alright, Tim here with his longer look for par. Nice upshot there. He'll tap in for his bogey. As Gareth just slides across that top rim of the cage.
Yeah, on this more exposed part of the course, you can see making a little bit more troubles for this card, but that's a really, really nice putt from Marcus, who hasn't really had the best day on the putting green today.
Yeah, he's hopefully just getting started into this back nine with a nice par there. Hole 11, again, one of the hardest birdies to get on this course. 98 metre par 3. Basket is tucked all the way over on the left behind this huge clump of trees on a peninsula of OB. This is a really tough hole for a lot of players who are opting more for that straight shot to then play a straight up shot and take the par.
Yeah, a lot of people using all of that space out on the right just to go for distance. Marcus, we saw him yesterday, pushing very tight and get all the way around the corner. Today he's just opting for that, almost more of a layup play. There's not really much more. It's hard to be very smart about punching.
The destroyer should come back. Good.
Gareth just gets over on this destroyer, and I think he's going to come up just short of the OB there, cutting it really fine.
Yeah, with all that space, you feel kind of bad about pushing one out that wide. That's a good shot from Tim. Gareth just floating that upshot in, but just hyzering out a little hard and pushing into the edge of that tree out there.
Should still have about 7 metres left as Tom puts it beautifully around that corner there.
It's important to note that there is a little bit of a ceiling
Straight up.
coming in, accessing this green as well. It doesn't come into play that much, but just occasionally you can get like a long jump putt snagged up in it.
Gareth just leaves his putt a bit short to save the par. It's going to be an unfortunate bogey there for him. But after that drive, he did make it quite difficult.
And the rest of these guys just looking to tap in and take their pars, which is realistically what you're looking to walk away with on this hole.
Absolutely. And after concluding this hole, we are more in that scoring stretch of the course. Hole 12 being an 84 metre par 3. Really quite a straightforward forehand around the side, or you'll have that straight gap through those trees.
And this hole did play as the easiest hole over the course of this division. So very gettable. A lot of these guys are really looking to cash in on this hole. Particularly Marcus having that really nice forehand. He birdied it yesterday. Came up a little bit short today, but it's him looking to punch it straighter like he did yesterday, but just a little inside.
Yeah, I think he was saying that fly's a bit more stable and he remembers it, and just not quite getting that straight to flip.
Gareth, I think, got a little bit of a nice kick there. It pushed him back into the main part of the fairway rather than just dropping down. Some of these pine trees are very, very wide, so if he drops directly behind him, you're going to have a lot of difficulty getting it out. It's a good little upshot, though.
Marcus here with his look for birdie. And that's a good looking putt there. Always a nice birdie to get on this hole, especially picking up a stroke on the card.
Yeah, that was a very nice putt there. Looks confident, which, as we said, he's maybe been a little bit iffy on the putting green today.
Pretty bad.
That's a very nice putt there for
Practice makes perfect, Tom.
as well.
Yeah, very good scramble for Tom there. Not exactly a straightforward up and down with a little bit to navigate, especially clipping that branch. He'll be very happy walking away with a par drive.
Hole 13, 98 metres, par 3, slightly uphill. You've just got this long tunnel to go down. Sealing, as often on this course, is again an issue. You can kind of slide up this last section onto this green, but it's largely just throw a straight disc as far as you can up this fairway and see if you can cash in.
Marcus just leaking out left there. He should be about pin high, just not quite getting it to hold straight.
But I don't think you really mind that. Like, the mistake isn't distance, the mistake is line. And there Tom managed to get through, but you weren't always.
Again, every day.
Just finding another early branch there. He's struggled a bit on this hole the last couple of days, but again, he's made a habit of getting up and down, so hopefully he'll be able to do the same.
And Gareth, I think he had struggled the previous day with pushing it a few times at the left-hand side, but then not getting the drift off, and here he corrects. Pushes it a little straighter and gets the drift off the side of the fairway for a beautiful drive to inside the circle. Long.
Marcus a little bit blocked out here by this awkward branch. Oh, and that's a great looking good. Just didn't quite drop enough for him.
Yeah, it's hard to get those up and over putts down. Unfortunately, Tom has got his a little too down.
Yeah, tried to jump out, but Gareth counted that birdie, so that's how it will be. Very nice pick up there on this testing hole.
Yeah, I don't know what the longest dance for known to man is, but that one was doing it.
Tim with another very nice up and down from hitting early on this hole.
Yeah, I think a few times he's left himself with a little bit more than he'd like on those upshots, but they've been tricky upshots, obviously, but he's then cashed in some big putts.
Yeah,
His scramble's been looking great. And good little tap-ins for Tom and Marcus.
Hole 14 now. Very short par 3 sitting at 74 metres. Just want to push a straight putter or mid-range straight down the gap and scuttle through to this downhill green. Want to land things pretty much before the pin, as afterward it falls off quite steeply.
I like the thinner gaps.
Gareth really taking the slim option off the tee that isn't really supposed to be a line.
Yeah,
Made it look easy.
I think that's the furthest I've ever seen something get down to the basket through that gap.
And let's have a look at this drive from Marcus again, because that was...
He did actually make contact with that easily. He was travelling at speed.
That was a good drive. Very nice little slide up there from Tom as well. See if Tim can do a little better than he did on the previous hole. We birdied this one yesterday, so with this similar kind of slightly leak out to the left shot. It's a very good grouping of drives from this card.
Gareth makes it. That's a very nice edge of circle putt. Nice confidence building. That's 2 in a row now. Tim just a little low and left.
Marcus. Correct on, like I was saying. Earlier in the day it was feeling like the wind was bothering him a lot with his putt, but he's corrected it down this last little stretch.
Tom with a very nice birdie putt there as well. A very good birdie to pick up this one. Fairly straightforward shot, just a matter of catching it from where you end up.
Hole 15, one of the easiest holes on the course today. It was the third easiest hole on the course. Very straightforward. You can throw a backhand, forehand at it, whatever there is or be, way out to the right, and the basket is elevated, and that is the main thing that's causing problems on this hole.
Gareth ends up probably just outside of circle left. Bit of a early release, or not quite as flat as he would have liked it. Marcus again with that trusty M1, hanging it out wide, hoping for it to come back in. That's a really great shot there from Marcus.
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier on yourself before you line up the putt if you really don't have to.
Hit it.
Which is what Tom has done perfectly. Tim has just slightly let this leak out to the left. Again, the more important OB is on the right, so leaking out a little left as well.
Oh, that's a great putt there from Tim. To that elevated basket.
Knew he wanted it.
Absolutely.
And now with Gareth and Tom, with Marcus and Tom pretty much parked as we look at this putt from Tim again. It's a beautiful putt.
Yeah, Timmy.
Did a little bit of a tap dance on the rim as well. It's really on Gareth to bring the start frame, and he's cashed that from the edge of the circle.
It's another really good putt.
That was a fantastic putt, and now with Marcus pretty close and Tom completely parked, we're going to see a start frame here. First start frame of the tournament.
Absolutely, and not the hole I expected it to happen. A fairly straightforward hole, but again, not exactly what I expected.
So well done to them.
So after 15 holes, we've had some changes in the leaderboard with Blake and Marcus now tied at 9 under, with Tom at 8 under. Tim dropping back a little bit, and Gareth also not quite making as strong of an impression on his back nine as he'd intended.
Hole 16, another of the easiest holes on the course. I think this was the second easiest hole. Pretty straightforward, 99 metre par 3. For a righty, you want to just throw a straightforward backhand hyzer. There is water out of bounds on the left and long, and there is a big tree that kind of is the decision maker on this hole. You've got to choose to go inside or outside.
Marcus lining up his FX2 here. Oh, and that is
great kick.
an early release.
Oh, no.
And to be fair, he is very lucky because that tree can kick you straight into the water.
That's not ideal for Marcus there at all.
But he has punched through and he's in the fairway and he does have probably some kind of jump putt for his.
That's okay.
Tom came up a bit short and here's Tim's
Yeah.
shot.
Be okay.
He is
That's
Pretty
good.
much parked. That's a
that
great
is
shot.
a beautiful
Tom.
shot.
Marcus with a jump putt here. That's going to be his par, guaranteed pretty much.
Yeah, which knowing, I don't know if he knew at this point what Blake was doing, but if he did, to have that guaranteed par is great for the mental side of it.
Oh, Tom just...
So
That's a
close to
nasty
good
roll.
and so close to being good and just a really unfortunate roll away, and here's his comebacker from about 8 metres. And it's just not.
Just a bit high, and that's really hampering the process of him getting back into this tight top.
Yeah, with that bogey, he's going to drop one back. He's going to drop another one back at one. So it'll be 2 back and 2 to play of Marcus. As they both tap in.
And now moving on to hole 17. We've got a 103 metre par 3. Most people looking to throw either a turnover backhand or a flex forehand through this main left-hand gap, with the option to also throw a straight to hyzer backhand down that right-hand corridor.
Now there is an early branch hanging out on the left that Tim just went under, but it does come into play a little for that turnover. But what also comes into play is this OB, which unfortunately Tim has found along the basket.
Gareth also getting a good move on this, turning and just skipping. Just stopped out of bounds. That's very unfortunate there for both of those drives. Navigating the gap very well, just getting a little too much on it.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, you do have a putt from that OB at the basket, so definitely makeable par.
Speaking of makeable, this shot from Tom, that's great. He's just got up inside circle line.
Slid up beautifully, and that's a very nice shot. Marcus just threw his a little too flat and just ties it out. Hit the tree and kicked him to here, so he's just laying up for his par. Roll away, we have left a little bit on the bone.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a tester there for Marcus. Gareth drains it from out of bounds. That's a great par save.
And he knows it.
Yeah,
You know he knows that.
all of his mates over there at the 18th hole. That's a great make in front of this crowd. Tim doing likewise.
Yeah.
That's a couple of great par saves there.
And we will get over
Great
to
save,
what's
Tim.
happening on that 18th hole shortly. After we see Marcus, he did leave himself a little more than he would have wanted for his par save with that little roll away.
This is to remain in a tie for the lead.
And he has cashed it, and that is a big putt knowing the situation. And his putt has really come together down this back nine. It's been very impressive.
It's looking very good as Tom makes his birdie here. That's a really great birdie on this hole.
And that does bring him back into it a little bit, because now he is only 1 back of the lead.
With only hole 18 to play, the 184 metre par 4, people are looking to hit this main gap and then play an upshot to the basket short of that OB drain. Now, depending on a situation such as this, some people may opt to go for the eagle over the water.
Here we get to have a look at what was actually happening on this next tee. As we mentioned before, you had quite a few cards backed up, about 5 cards, so about 15 minutes of these guys, as we see Blake over there waiting for his chance to tee off. We had quite a major chance for all of these guys to cool down and lose the flow that they were in. So just bear that in mind going into this hole, as we have a chase car check-in right here. We have Blake Nichols stepping up for his drive on hole 18, tied for the lead at this point.
That's a great looking drive, hits that gap, and then his upshot looks really good here. Right on line, perfect distance. And yeah, that's looking very good there for Blake. Poised to take this birdie. And here we see him just tap in that final putt to end up at 10 down and force Marcus to make the birdie and push it to a playoff.
Yep.
So here as we're back to our lead card, we have Tom just about to tee off. I think he's going to try and go over.
He's just pushed it. He's just like really released that a little bit. Kind of like that shape, but pushed it out further to the right and a little higher.
Tim also going for it here. Just a little awkward on that run up.
Diagonal tee pad thing.
I think we saw Tom's go into the water though. So he's out of bounds. Here is Tim.
Putting a good move on this.
He's going for it as well.
And that's just going to fade out and find the trees, but dry land, importantly. Gareth also giving it a good run to get over, and will just come up short.
He is damp as well. Having to take his drive
I don't know what you
back
did,
on
Tim.
the fairway. So, this is a big drive for Marcus.
It's going to find that tree overhanging the water.
Yeah, he wasn't really going for it. He pulled it a little bit and caught that tree and just dropped it in the out of bounds, which is really unfortunate. Knowing that he now has to throw in to push a playoff with Blake.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough ask from back here. Alright, we'll see him give it a bid. So that's a good looking shot. Just going to fly across the face of the basket and end up at about 13 metres.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate way for it to end for him. As we see Tom going across the water now.
And this is a really good looking shot, just a little bit short of circle.
Yeah, that is a great shot with his nuke.
As now we go to Tim, as he's found his way into the trees here. Quite a tough little scramble shot, and he gets out.
He's just grounded it from that kneeling.
His tailwind, great.
Unfortunate.
Gareth here with a long look to save par. Gave it some good height, just got absolutely knocked down by that wind.
Great bid from him, and here's Marcus. Wow. That is one way to finish.
Wow, that is...
Ooh. And that is one of the best par saves from going in the water on this hole you will see.
Yeah, if that misses the basket, that is a genuine OB chance there, but absolutely no fear and dead centre chance from Marcus there. Now Tom having to somehow follow that putt up. Just not quite there.
And that'll be a bogey for him, unfortunately.
Tim with a birdie putt after all of this, and just pushing it a bit too high. That headwind maybe giving it a bit more lift than he expected.
Yeah, a little bit of a crosswind as well with that hyzer putt just boosting it over the band. But he did stay in bounds, and he's going to do one better on the putting green of this hole.
Good comeback at Tim.
Today to finish out. Bit of an unfortunate way for him to finish down the track after a really good first couple of rounds.
As we see Gareth and Tom tap in their bogeys.
Yeah, not the way you want to see him finish, but some great playing from these boys.
Absolutely. And so that is it for the 2023 Vic Open here in the MA1 division.
What a finish that was.
That was
We
really
have-
tight.
We had Blake Nichols come through shooting a 994 rated round, 7 down. One other person, by the way, shooting that as well, Michael Gleese from the first round that we filmed, shot a 7 down, including the elusive eagle on hole 18, so shout out to Michael Gleese.
Those were two amazing rounds. Both 3 clear of second best in MA1. So that is an amazing round from the two of them. And Blake, even more impressive to do it when he's in contention and to chase back through that final 18 holes to what was a win was incredible stuff. As we take a look at how the rest of the lead card scores finished up, Marcus ended up finishing with a 4 down, Tom with a 3 down, Tim with a 1 down, and Gareth even par through this last 18 holes. That has been the 2023 Vic Open.
We have been and will remain Parked Media, and we will see you at the next one.